It's a video to discuss how to recover a forgotten passcode. So what you're looking at right now is a portfolio called MyPortfolio. And we go look at the journal entries associated with this portfolio. It's just, fairly straightforward. There was money put in, about exactly $10,000 was put in back in September 2017. Money was taken out to purchase Apple. Later on, money was taken out to buy Microsoft, and then most recently in March of 2018, some Apple stock was sold, which resulted in about $1,000 cash being generated. So that's the portfolio, and let's say you forgot this portfolio. An example, let's go look at another portfolio, named the model portfolio, and then come back to this portfolio, but again with the passcode having been forgotten. So I'm looking at the model portfolio, but now I'm going to switch back to my portfolio. I'm going to get prompted for the passcode, and so you just forgot it. I type in XYZ, and comes back and tells me that's incorrect. There's one attempt. I try ABC. That's not correct. I typed 1, 2, 3. That's not correct. And then it says I've reached the maximum attempts. Now nothing happens beyond it just cycles back around and asks you to re-enter a new portfolio names. It defaults to the model, and then we go again. It does that primarily just kind of a computational security to cut down on the number of repeated attempts. It forces this three and out type of cycle. Well, anyway, here we are looking back at the model portfolio, but we want to look at my portfolio, but apparently we don't know the passcode. So we come over here to this cell E8 that's got a drop down that allows you to do several different things that are not considered typical things you would do. And if you look at the bottom of the comment associated with this E8 cell, you see if you forgot your passcode, do the following. Create a temporary new portfolio, then go into Update Journal and enter 3 to 5 journal transactions from the original portfolio that you're trying to recover from. So the minimum requirement is that you need to remember at least 3 journal entries that you made. The fact that like this model, my portfolio, I recall that I did make an initial deposit into the money market, and I bought 2 different stocks, and possibly I might remember selling Apple. So I'd have to re-enter those again. And then you send a message with that new portfolio active. You send a message, which we'll show you here in a second, titled Forgot Passcode, left or less than greater sign with the name of the original portfolio greater than. You send it, and then you go look at your inbox, and that should, if you've got at least 3 out of 5 journal entries entered correctly from the original portfolio, you will see in the reply the passcode associated with that portfolio, and then it would be recommended you delete the temporary portfolio. Alright, so let's go through that. I've forgotten it. I'm going to now create a new portfolio. Portfolio can be anything, but probably should be something you remembered, so you can delete it. And I'm just going to call this my recovery, because I'm recovering my passcode. And I'm not going to have a passcode associated with this one. And it says, are you sure? And then now it's created this one. So now I go over here to Update Journal, and I try to remember, you know, up to 3, you have a minimum of 3, and you have to type in at least 3 transactions, because you got to get at least 3 right. So I do remember that I made a deposit. I do need to get the entire transaction correct. That means the date, the ticker, the type, and the price and the amount all has to be correct in order for that to validate it as a correct transaction. I also recall later on that I did buy Apple, so I'm going to just come down here and type in what I bought. And then I also recall selling some Apple later on. This portfolio, I also know that I bought some Microsoft, but this is what I remember. I remember buying, or initially populating with some cash, buying some stock, and then selling the stock. Now, I purposely entered in the wrong amount that was actually sold in the purchase price. So these two transactions here at the end will not be validated. They'll be going marked as incorrect. But the first three transactions are correct. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that to this new portfolio. And you can see all 5 were added, so there's no way that in the new portfolio you would know whether these are correct or not. I'm going to go down and just look at my recovery, refresh it, and make sure it's got the 5 transactions that I entered in. Let me go look at the view journal, and yeah, there's 5 out of the 7 that I know were in that original portfolio. And again, pretty sure this last 2 transactions are incorrect, because it again has the incorrect price. I think it is wrong. Well, anyway, that's all I need to check now. I've got it ready to go. So now we'll go over here to I forgot my passcode, and I do have, even though it's showing, you still got to select the menu item. So you type in forgot passcode, and then the original is called MyPortfolio. Right bracket. Now I'm sending a message. So now I send it. It's going to go out to that passcode and or a portfolio. Check against the records that are in my recovery portfolio against my portfolio records, and make sure that at least 3 of the submitted transactions are match. It's instantaneous, so now when I'm ready to go look at it, I just go and look at my inbox, and it comes back and it says, hey, you forgot your passcode, my portfolio, your passcode's ABC123. Oh, okay, well, let's try that. So now it says, do you want to delete the portfolio of my recovery, because it kind of assumes that you're done with it. Yeah, let's go ahead and delete it now that I know and it says here it has been deleted. And then I'm going to come back to my portfolio and see if I can now correctly enter the passcode. Now I type in ABC123, and I should see my portfolio here. And I do. Now I go look at the transactions, and I can see here that, yeah, I did get this one transaction wrong. I had typed it in the my recovery portfolios, I think $210 or different price was incorrect. Well, anyway, that was a walkthrough of how you recover from a forgotten passcode. Thanks.